Good morning, everybody. It's 8:22. Welcome back to Great Dates Friday. And what happens on Fridays? Well, people get all geared up to have a great time and head on over to the Funny Bone Friday and Saturday nights, especially because there's two shows at the Funny Bone on Friday and Saturday nights. And this guy here, it's like we're old buddies. I've known this guy a long time.
Yeah.
James Johann, good to see you, man.
Good to be back,
Back at the Funny Bone.
It's awesome, man. I love the new club over there. If you haven't been, they got everything. It's like a full restaurant in there. I mean, you can get anything you want. I mean, you know, a lot of these comedy clubs, it's cheese sticks and popcorn. This place, you can get a steak. It's really cool. They got good doctors. I work a lot of bad clubs, you know. I really do. I was down in Little Rock, and I worked a club called the Rat Hole. That's the name of the club. Yeah, there was. There was like a two-tooth minimum. A lot of people didn't even make it in down there. It was terrible. So it's nice to be back at a nice club, got a nice hotel. It's a good week for me. Yeah.
So. Well, let's go. Since we last saw you, your team has been doing rather well.
It's surprisingly well. The Royals, for a few years there, I just gave up on them. I didn't know who any of them were. I didn't care. They never won. You know, they're losers like me. I should have been more into them. You know, I'm like, these guys are just like me. But I remember the wild card game last year, and I couldn't believe we were actually going to be in it, and we lost. But hey, I'm just happy they got that far, man. It was great. My daughter loved it, so it was cool.
So are you originally from Kansas City?
I've lived there all my life, yeah.
All your life.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know much about my state, you know. Nobody knows anything. Everywhere I go, they're like, you know, how's Dorothy? You know, she's dead, so quit bringing it up. Her little dog, too. But, so, yeah, I'm from a little small town in Kansas, tiny town called Paola, and it's south of Paola, which it's hard to get the weather because our weather lady's always pregnant, and she's always out over my town with her baby, and I'm like, I don't know if it's going to rain because anyway. But little small town, we got the town square and the gazebo and everything, you know. And I was up on the square the other day with my daughter, ran into our new preacher. He just moved there, and he was lost. He's looking for the grocery store. So I told him how to get there, and he was like, well, hey, stop by the church Sunday, you guys, and I'll help you get to heaven. I was like, dude, you can't even find the grocery store. You can't even heaven. I don't know what you're talking about, man. So, but it's nice to be back in Des Moines. This is one of my first road gigs ever. Back in the 90s, I came up there. They had a comedy club in an old spaghetti factory. You had to do
the Spaghetti Works.
The Spaghetti Works.
Spaghetti Works down on Court Avenue. Yeah, we were there.
You're in the back doing the comedy. People out front having spaghetti.
Because you used to come and do the radio show with us before you went on the stage.
Yeah. So it's been a long time since
How long have you been in this biz?
Let's see, I'm 43. I started when I was 19. Wow. So it's been whatever that math adds up to.
19. How'd you get started at 19?
Well, do you want the cool story or the truth?
Both.
Yeah, well, then we'll wait and see which one's better.
Well, the cool story would be that I always knew it's what I wanted to do, and I just was destined to do it. And no, after high school, I could not find a job I liked. You know, I worked in barbecue restaurants, just anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And my mom goes, well, you think you're so damn funny. Let's go down to the comedy club and find out. And she talked me into doing an open mic, and I was hooked right away. I mean, it was something I'm just like, I didn't do that well. I mean, I was brand new, but I knew I liked it. So I'm like, oh, I'll get better.
Do you remember what your first?
Yeah, but I can't do it on your show.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to do it in front of my mom either, because they wouldn't let me in without her. She had to come to all my shows.
Yeah.
So that was tough, starting out with your mom in the front row. A lot of stuff you can't talk about. A lot of stuff.
You just had one show that, Mom, why don't you go in the car real quick?
Right.
I'll tell you when to come back in.
Exactly. But I've been doing it a long time, and I still like it. You know, I've had some good stuff. I used to open for Larry the Cable Guy all the time, and we were doing these huge arenas. You know, he was getting 10,000 people. That's a huge comedy show. You know, and then I did that for a couple years, him and Foxworthy. I've been their opening act, and I've done shows for 10,000 people. I've done shows for 4 people. You know, 2 people get up to pee. Half my crowd just walked out of the room. I'm like, well, we should probably wait for them to come back. So I've done all kinds, but the Funny Bone it's one of the best clubs in the country. They got they got them all over, and I'm just happy to be here because, like I said, I'll take a gig anywhere, and this is one of the good ones that I've agreed to.
It's consistent. The Funny Bone is consistent.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's consistent. Always a good time. They get good comics. I mean, you can, even if you've never heard of the person who may be coming to the Funny Bone, you can pretty much.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because sometimes somebody's, well, I'm thinking about going to the Funny Bone, but I've never heard of the person that's out there. Well, go on out there anyway, because they're not going to come in if they're not any good. And
most of my people ask me about my favorite comics, you know, and you can say the George Carlin, Richard Pryor, the standard people, but the funniest people I know are people that are just in clubs, you know, that people haven't heard of yet. You know, there's a lot of people out there who you will hear of in a couple years. And you know, so I'm, you know, maybe one of these days.
Like here locally, one of the favorites locally, Danny T.
Yeah.
You know, he's hysterical.
Yep. And we've got a guy named Keith this week from Columbus, very funny guy, and then the local guy Bill Blank is on the show.
Billy the Blank. Yeah. He's been on this program several times.
He's awesome. So
yeah, nice
it's a good show. By the time I get up there, they've already got their money's worth. So it's a good deal.
Nice.
So. That is awesome. All right. Well, we're going to give you more of your money's worth coming up here in just a couple of seconds. So stand by, pay a couple of bills. We'll be back on Great Day next.